Hi, and welcome to Bridging the Gap, connecting in a disconnected world. Today I wanted to talk about anger. I think one of the biggest reasons I started this channel was because I was frustrated, angry, and wanted to do something about it, which gives us an awareness of, is it action or inaction, and how are we facing it, right? Anger has its delusions, it's rooted in attachment. If we can see that, if we see that our brain, our ego becomes the bully because we demand happiness at any cost for this attachment, this thought that we think that we should have, then how do we make it through that to be able to connect with those other sides that we may be angry with, either within ourselves or trying to connect with what's going on in the world today? Can we meet anger with compassion instead of, immediately reacting? Can we take a breath and become curious? Find out why and find out what is at the root of either our anger or the other person's anger, to see if there's a place to meet somewhere in the middle, right? Bridging that gap. If we can do that with forgiveness, if we can meet it with non-hatred and genuine compassion, maybe we can understand and tip the scales or move just a bit more to find out how we can connect. I think forgiveness is one of the underlying factors. Forgiving ourselves and allowing ourselves to go through those emotions and be angry, to get to a point of clarity, to forgive others for the choices that they may have made in our perception of it, and find out what is at the root of that. So today, our breathing exercise, I would like to focus on our faith, and our faith that we can make it through the anger, and whatever your faith is, to bring that into today's practice so that we can find out how to connect and come together through a breathing exercise. So whenever anger arises, just like a thought arises during our breathing meditation, we allow it to come through, and with anger, we take 3 big breaths, bigger than the next, each one. And then have the foundation for moving through that. So let's start with 5 minutes. Find yourself in a clear space if you can. If not, any space is fine. If we have 5 minutes to look at our devices and social media, can we take 5 minutes for ourselves to be there for us so that we can be there for others? Feel free to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Also, feel free to keep your eyes open on a slant, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Find a grounding. Gently breathe in. Breathe back out. Relax the muscles in your face. Relax the muscles in your heart. Let go of all the anger, worries, frustration, attachment. The color of red may come to you, which can be a symbol of anger, but we can transform it to a color that represents love and compassion and understanding. Feel free to leave a warm, gentle smile to help increase the endorphins as we let our ego go and our mind rest at peace, with an intention to help relieve the suffering for ourselves and others, so that we may connect. Breathe in and hold for a moment. Breathe out. I'm going to do it a second time. Deeper. And hold. and breathe out. Feel free to also do this at your own pace. We're going to breathe in a third time, the most you've breathed in, and hold it. And breathe out. Feel free to breathe naturally. Keeping in mind to use the practice when we encounter those delusions of attachment that create anger and frustration. That it's just a moment in time, and our mind can see it differently. We can view it differently. When you can't control what's happening, challenge yourself to control the way you respond to what's happening. That is where your power is. That's a quick 5 minutes, and we're going to continue 3 more breaths. Just think 1, 2, and 3. In this way, we create an intention to help ourselves so that we can help those around us. So as you go through your day, if there's a moment that arises where you need to find peace and clarity, keep it connected with the breath. Before responding, just take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to feel that there's most likely suffering happening on both sides, even though it may not be how you perceive it, but become curious and find ways to foster that kind of dialogue, to reframe the situation in a light that may connect. We have our sound chambers sometimes that we stay in, that we live in. How do we invite people into that? How do we find compassion to see that it may be the root attachment of their delusions that, and or ours, that are creating the anger that we need to breathe through to find a way to connect. In this way, we can move forward. So, thank you again for today. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing and thinking about your emotions and possibly finding a new way to encounter them for us and for everybody around us. Please feel free to share this with someone that you know and love. Feel free to add comments below of what has helped you during those moments of anger. We want to create as much positive energy and sharing as many positive thoughts as we can push forward. So thank you again, and have a great day.